Look, I'm not really sure how to start this video. It's kind of a different subject for us. We talk about serious stuff here on the channel. Not that often. We usually try to be entertaining and funny. But I felt like kind of weighing in on this topic. These recent shootings, there's been a lot of shootings. Like, there's been like, I want to say like 30 or more in just 2018 alone. It's fucking crazy. And I kind of just want to talk about it. Every time these mass shootings happen, and it happen way more than they ever fucking should, people are always trying to push their own agenda. It's the person's skin color. It's what the cops did, how they responded to this, because sometimes the killer gets killed, or the shooter gets killed, sometimes the shooter doesn't. And people always try to gun reform and new gun laws and all these other things. People are always trying to push their own agenda when the only thing that actually fucking matters is this piece of shit killed a bunch of people, and people are dead, and their families and other people suffering because of this. Now, there is something to be said with the fact that I think every shooter's been a white guy, if I'm not mistaken. There might be a few instances where that's not the case. And the fact that I think every mass shooting has always been a male. There's something to that. I don't know what it is exactly. I'm not like some guy that knows that shit. I'm just some dude with a fucking YouTube channel. But there's something to be said to the fact that pretty much every mass shooting has been a male white guy. Like, I don't know. And like I mentioned previously, people always try to push their own agenda. You know, in some of these mass shooting cases, the person's been, it's gone to jail, he's left alive, and things like that. People always, blurt out, it's because he's white. If this mass shooter was a black guy, the cops would have shot him on sight. And that's not always the case, though. If you look at the dude from Vegas, the cops fucking killed him, right? They found the hotel room where the guy was shooting from the fucking window, and they killed him. And even in that sense, even when it was a white guy mass shooting, got killed in the process, there's still, like, conspiracy theories around the fact, like, ooh, the guns were planted there. This wasn't the actual shooter. Also, there's a second shooter and all this other conspiracy theories. People couldn't be satisfied with the fact that that shit happened the way it did. And with this most recent shooting in Florida, Nicholas Cruz, who did the mass shooting, I can't remember what the school or whatever it was called, people were claiming because he didn't get gunned down on sight, that is because he's white. If he was a black guy or a brown guy, the cops would have just murdered him instantly. But they don't know the full details of the situation. It wasn't like the kid came out of the school with a gun, firing at the cops, and the cops just tackled him and arrested him. He blended in with the kids when they were all escaping from the school, because he is, like, of their age. He's 19 years old, if I'm not mistaken. He blended in with the kids, and the cops found him later on down the road because of security footage, and that's when they got him and arrested him. It's not like, they're not going to track you down an hour later and just gun you down wherever they find you. That's just not how that fucking works. If he came out of the school, AR-15 in hand, the cops would have 100% shot and killed him. Speaking about the gun laws, gun reform, and people pushing their own agenda, there's not really a right answer for this, because you're never going to get rid of guns. Like, there's just 100% chance you're never going to get rid of every single gun. It's just not going to fucking happen. Now, I don't think that civilians should have AR-15s, assault rifles, any kind of automatic weapon. I just don't know why that needs to be sold commercially. I don't give a shit if you put a 15-paragraph comment in the comment section. You cannot defend ever needing an assault rifle or really any kind of automatic weapon. There's just no need for it as a civilian. In terms of something like home defense, a pistol, a handgun, whatever, that's all you really need. Maybe a shotgun. But you don't need a fucking assault rifle for home defense. And I just don't understand the need for it and why it's sold commercially. And again, any kind of automatic weapon. Even if you're somebody who, I don't even know, you're a hunter or something like that, you don't need an automatic assault rifle or a fucking Uzi or anything like that for anything. There's just no need for them ever. And look, I'm not a gun guy. I don't even really know a whole lot about guns at all. And they were saying that the AR-15 that Nicholas Cruz was using was semi-automatic. I don't know if that, my knowledge of guns comes from video games, so I don't know if there's an option to switch it between semi-automatic and automatic. No idea. But even so, even then, you don't really need an assault rifle at all, even if it's not automatic. There's just no need for it at all. So, again, I don't think that these should be sold commercially. That's just me personally. But even if you were to ban all guns, somehow a law passes, not one civilian can have a gun at all, they're still going to get their hands on it. Look at drugs. Look how long drugs have been illegal. That doesn't change a fucking thing. It doesn't matter. People get their hands on guns regardless. And even if you banned all assault rifles, the Nicholas Cruz could have just got a pistol and done the same thing. A shotgun, done the same thing. He could have, stole a vehicle and ran a bunch of people over in a public setting at some point. He's gonna kill a bunch of people. If he wants to kill a bunch of people, he's gonna find a way to do it. It's that simple. It doesn't matter. The guns are just a tool. I seen an interesting tweet from 2017 that said, when there's a DUI, you blame the driver. When there is a bombing, you blame the bomber. But for some reason, when there's a mass shooting, people blame the guns. And there's something to be said with that, because why is it so different in these cases? There's something if you look at a lot of these dudes that do these mass shootings, look at a lot of their history, and there's something, they're fucked up in the head to some degree. There's something crazy about it. Like, Nicholas Cruz was like a white supremacist. His dad died like 10 years ago. His mom died like last November. He was adopted at some point in his life. He had to have something fucked up in his head. And I'm not saying that justifies what he did. In no way am I saying that. But there's gotta be something to it. And I'm not trying to be one of those people like, it's a white shooter, so it's a mental disorder. Fuck no, that's not what I'm doing here. But all these dudes seem like they're fucking out of their minds. And I do agree that, like, background checks and things like that, and it should be harder to get your hands on a gun. I do 100% agree with that. I don't think that it should be that easy to get a gun, and in a lot of cases it's not. There's nothing saying, unless you can find a receipt or, something, there's nothing saying that, Nicholas Cruz got this gun legally. Do we even know that right now? Because I don't think we do. The thing is, I don't even know what the requirements are to buy a gun. I don't even know what the age restriction is, because Nicholas Cruz was 19, so if he bought it legally, he bought it either at 18 or 19. I feel like there should be sort of an age barrier. I mean, I gotta be 18 to buy a pack of cigarettes. I gotta be 21 to drink legally, but you're telling me that I gotta be 21 to drink legally in my state, but you're telling me I can go at the age of 18 or 19 and go fucking buy a gun? That's just kind of fucking crazy to me. And here in my state, and I think like Texas, I live in Oklahoma, I think like Texas and some other states, I can go to Walmart. My local Walmart has a gun section, dude. And I don't think that should be a thing. It should be like specific stores. There shouldn't be that many of them. Things like that. Like, there should be something. It should just be harder to get guns. I 100% agree with that. And I'm not even a gun guy. I'm not defending guns. I'm not even like an anti-gun guy necessarily. I've shot guns in my life. I've gone hunting once or twice. I just don't think I should be able to go to Walmart, pick up some eggs, some milk, and a fucking assault rifle or a shotgun or something like that. It just doesn't need to be sold like that level of commercially. Like, my local supermarket should not sell guns. But at the same time, I do think people should have guns, at least like handguns, maybe shotguns. I don't know, shotguns are pretty dangerous weapons, don't get me wrong, but like handguns for sure. And like, that's why I'm saying that there's not really a right answer, because I'm kind of on everybody's side in the situation, because everybody's got a good argument for this. And that's why there's never gonna be a right answer, because I think guns should be more difficult to get, but I don't think they should be banned completely. Whereas some people do think, like, get rid of all guns, which is never gonna happen. My main takeaways from this video, my main points are that, like, guns aren't the only issue here. Like, if somebody wants to kill, somebody pointed out on my Facebook, somebody I know IRL, one of my Facebook posts, pointed out that, like, you can go to Lowe's and get the makings for a fucking bomb. If somebody wants to kill a bunch of people, they're going to find a way to do it. Guns are just a tool. Just like there's a dudes or whoever it was that ran over a bunch of people with like a van or whatever, or like a truck, or like, they're gonna find a way to do it. And it's not hard to make a bomb. You can Google that shit, and I probably shouldn't be saying that honestly, but like, you can Google how to do anything. You can make a bomb out of homemade ingredients and shit like that. If somebody wants to kill a bunch of people, they're gonna fucking do it. It doesn't matter what they use. And the people that are trying to make this out to be a racial issue, you fucking disgust me. When a mass shooting happens and all you try to do is make it a racial issue, you're fucking blind to the world. You are pathetic, and that is not the goddamn issue right now. Anyways, this is a pretty impromptu video. Obviously, I'm not planning. I didn't know there was going to be another fucking school shooting happening, so it wasn't like a video that's planned. I just felt like talking about it, getting some shit off my chest, getting my point of view on things. And I'm kind of curious what you guys think. Do you think guns are the problem? Do you not think that does race matter at all? I still, like I said at the beginning, I think there's something to be said about the fact that every school shooting or every mass shooting I've ever heard of has been a white male. Like, there's something to that. I don't know what it is exactly. Anyways, we'll do the usual outro. If you guys enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. Turn on notifications. Follow me on Twitter at @TheDashingDavid. Links to my social networks are in the description and in the outro. Later, guys.
Give me a smile, give me forever for a while, give me forever for a while. Quit acting like a baby, or at least less like a